Welcome to Coffee with Ronnie. I'm Ronnie Walter. If you ever need to find me, I'm at ronniewalter.com. I'm going to get started on today's Things and Stuff episode. Now, years ago, many years ago, my hair was not this color. It was so long ago. I heard a story on National Public Radio. One of those funny little stories they play. I was driving, and it was about someone did like some research, funny research, not like serious research, about they kept seeing stores that had the name N, like the letter N, stuff at the end, or N things, like plants and things, or jewelry and stuff. And they thought it was so funny that they kept seeing these, or like for the men, it would be like tools and stuff. And so what is that whole idea of the and stuff or and things that people add on the ends of stores? And they actually found a store called Things and Stuff. And I don't know why that story has always stuck with me, but I thought it was so funny then. And it's still funny. I think so. And so often when we can't think of the name of a place, Jim and I will say, it's that, hats and stuff or burgers and things. And so that has become our shortcut. But anyway, I just always thought that was funny. So that is my theme for today, because it's just a smattering of thoughts and ideas that we can run through today. Okay, so let's start with things and stuff today. And I have my things and stuff on little index cards. Okay, so you're going to see my notes today. First thing on the index card is that last week's video got all corrupted when I downloaded it and put it on YouTube. And so I took it down off YouTube if you were trying to watch it. The edited version, which they go a little quicker than watching them here on Facebook if you're here on the replay. If you watch them on YouTube, I've shrunk them up a little bit, but I had a big corruption, and the audio's fine, but the video's terrible. So if you watch it on here, it's fine. Otherwise, I am saving the audio, and I'm going to figure out how to upload the audio so you guys can easily listen to that. And thinking about the whole audio podcast stuff. And so that's the podcast and stuff is in play right now. So just so you know, that's not on there if you happen to be waiting with bated breath for the next episode on YouTube. But there's tons of stuff you may not have seen on there. The interviews, I'm really excited about the interviews. I mean, I love being on here with you guys, but boy, those interviews are really good. The next thing on our things and stuff agenda is I'm going to be putting together a survey about kind of what's going on. There's several things in play right now. I'd love to have your input. I think a survey is probably the easiest way to do that. If you want to give me some feedback, if you have thoughts, I would love to hear them. That will go through on the newsletter. So if you have not signed up for my newsletter, just go over there on my website at ronniewalter.com, and the box will pop up and you can sign up for the website. I should probably ask, what do you guys think about pop-ups on your website? Do y'all have them? Because I don't know. I mean, they're so irritating. But, it's kind of like what we do. Ronnie's art talk and stuff. Okay, that sounds good. Or biz and things. Something like that. I love that idea. Art talk and stuff. Because who knows, maybe I'll start sharing recipes or something. Although someone sent me a really good pumpkin kale recipe that I'm anxious to try based on an Instagram post, which is awesome. Love-hate relationship with pop-ups. Every time you sign up for a newsletter, which I like. I like that. They're always trying to give you an ebook or watch this video or here's a free course or whatever. And does anyone ever read them, watch them, take them? I don't know. All I know is I took mine off. I say it on my little pop-up. It says, I know you don't need another ebook, so why don't you just get on my newsletter? And I'm going to tell you, the newsletter traffic went up. Not by a lot, but it went up because I'm saying I'm not going to send you anything. Because I'm just not going to do it. I tried it. I tried various things, and some things worked, and then it's like, oh, we all get too much stuff. So I put on mine to just sign up, and you'll get fun stuff from me, you know, as time goes on. But I'm not sending you an ebook. Okay. I'd love to know your feedback on that. I don't mind pop-ups that are easy to close, but some are just annoying. I hate the ones where you have to chase them across the screen, and I like them when they have a big giant X on them, so I can do that. BJ says, I agree. Irritating when you're trying to read something and things keep popping up. I don't mind the ones that pop up after I've been on a site for a while. I don't like the ones that pop up immediately. I would agree to that. I don't know what my timing is on mine. I'd have to check that. Hope I'm not irritating everyone. Never thought about that. That's brilliant. I only occasionally read or use the reward. Yeah, I don't know. Every once in a while I go, oh, that looks interesting. And then I put them into this folder of things to read. Do I ever go back to that things to read? No, I do not. Okay, so there will be a survey coming just to kind of sort out everything that's going on. Okay, next. All right. This is in things category. Who doesn't love back to school? And all of the ads for pens and paper and stuff, things and stuff that are just so cute and fun, and notebooks and all of that stuff. I personally love back to school because I love that stuff. And I was going to do a show, and I probably will, like my favorite things, because I'm sure all fascinated to know what my favorite things are. But, you know, my favorite pens, what kind of notebooks I use, all of that. And I want to know what you guys use, because I am such a junkie when it comes to office supplies and school supplies. It's fantastic. I didn't have children, and so I didn't get to buy all that stuff. Maybe it's this longing to buy the school supply stuff that just lingers on. Maybe when you are a parent and you've gotten kids through school, you're like, yeah, I don't care about back to school. It was such a nightmare to buy it. So I don't know. That sounds like a deep psychological thing, which I'm not going to. Okay, so anyway, about back to school and school supplies. I am all of a sudden, I mean, I've always used them, but I love index cards. Now, oh, it's starting to rain, like big time rain. So if you hear thunder, just be prepared. I love index cards for many reasons. One is they are so cheap. And if you go to like Dollar Tree, they're like 10,000 for $1 or something. They're not the greatest index cards, but they don't have to be great index cards. But I use them a lot. And here's I'm going to give you, this is a visual. See this box that also came from Dollar Tree, $1. See, it's called Artistic Bliss. This is actually a book. I'm writing a book, and I'm doing it with index cards. I wrote my first book basically organizing it with Post-it notes. But this year, or this book, I'm doing all on index cards. And here's the beautiful thing about using index cards to write a book, break down a giant project, is that you can have like all your thoughts. Each separate thought can be on an index card. And then you can start categorizing them in categories. Imagine that, categorizing things in categories. But you can start to visually get a sense of, oh, this would be in this chapter, this would be in that chapter, this sort of runs over here, and this is a whole new idea that could be a whole other thing that you could then put that index card somewhere else. I think they are just the greatest thing ever. And you can always keep, especially when you are working on a big project or writing a book or something that requires thought, like everything we do, is if you keep a packet of these in your purse or in your bag, you always have this really fast little thing to make a note on. And then because it's already a little card, it can go into whatever grouping you are working on, or if you have a thought on the project you're working on, it can go right into the category that you are. I can't believe I'm spending this much time trying to sell you on index cards, but I am. Thank you. That is genius. What a great way to file ideas. I really love it, and they are so cheap. It's like the greatest thing ever. They're already cut, and you can shuffle them around, especially if, like, say you're going to write, okay, a book. You have all these ideas, then you can really put them into order the way your brain might work. And then when you sit down to write, you just gather them and you can flip them over, and you just string along your ideas into, pretty soon you have a book. That's all. You just need index cards to start it. So I think they are fantastic. They are fantastic. I mean, they taught us how to do that in school, like how to organize a report or a term paper. And I'm like, yeah, that makes so much sense. Oh, good, Sally. I'm glad you're an index card fan. I'm telling you, Dollar Tree is the bomb for that. Next on our non-agenda of the Things and Stuff episode, we've covered index cards, so you can tick that off your list. It is August 1st as of today, which means I have been doing my Ivy Lee method for 2 straight months. And I will link the video where I talk about the Ivy Lee method and where you can get the printout I gave you. But for 2 months, I've been using this method, and I am completely sold. I told you I was going to do it for 3 months, so I'm in June, July. Okay, so I have 1 more month to do it. I think I'm always going to do this because it has really helped me move things forward. So that's in the win column. I also, a few weeks ago, I committed to blogging once a week. That's not working particularly well. I intend to. It goes on my list every week, but for some reason, I do not know what it is. It ain't happening. I have blog ideas. For some reason, maybe I haven't applied the index card treatment to the blog. I don't know, but setting aside time to write the blog, put up the blog, do a little piece of artwork for the blog is all of a sudden going lower and lower on the priority list. Don't know what to say about that, except my commitment to you is I'm at about a C-. If we were going to grade me on my commitment to blogging. So I'm just saying that's the way it is. And if you guys have any thoughts on that, what you're doing, what you have chosen to do, I'd love to know. Or if there's some carrot and or stick that I don't know about yet, because I think I've used every carrot and or stick possible to get work done over the years of my career. But for some reason, blogging is, I don't know what I have to give up in order to do that, or what needs to happen. But I have fallen down on my commitment to you on that. So sorry. Did that sound sincere? Did that sound at all sincere? Don't know. BJ, not blogging. I saw saying once or read it, if you want to, you will, in regards to anything. Yes. It's definitely in the should column. It's definitely in the should column. It's not in the I'm so driven to do this column. Don't know. To write that column. Don't know. We'll reconnoiter maybe in the fall on that one. Now, I have a question for you guys because I'm just curious about this. I have a big project coming down the pike here that I wasn't exactly sure was going to gel, and it has gelled. And so I'm going to need to concentrate on that. I told Jim we might be into the slipping the pizzas under the door for Ronnie schedule in the next month, 2 months. To move this project along, which I'm uber happy about because it's very cool. But I wanted to know from you guys. Now, back in the day, I always, whenever I finished like a big illustration project or something that I was working on, usually a big illustration project or something when I had a job and you were pushing, product line out the door or something like that. At the end of it, you would just go, okay, we got to spend 2 days to clean this joint up because everything has slopped over. So my question to you is, do you clean up in anticipation of a new project, or do you clean up to sort of clear the decks at the end of a project? I'm sort of now, I used to do the straight up cleanup right after I finished a project. Like the next thing I did was clean up and, like file everything and put everything away. I have gotten a little sloppy, and now I sort of have things and stuff. Clever. I have things and stuff all over the place right now because I'm working on multiple things. But now I feel like I need to spend a chunk of time. I'm not even going to turn around to show you what the little table behind me looks like because it's kind of stacked with stuff. Thankfully, I'm just like, there's nothing back there. And I need to sort it all out so that I can have a clear head, because what I wrote on my index card was clear your space, clear your head. So what do you guys think? Are you post-project cleaners or pre-project cleaners? What camp are you in on that? Both, before and after. Before and after. Oh, you guys are really good. You guys are really good. I kind of let things go a little bit that I'm like, I haven't quite done that. A little of both and both. Okay, well, we're in that sort of both camp. There's not a lot of delineation. Like before, like in the olden days, for about 8 years, I did this Christmas line of snowmen and what was it called? Oh my gosh. Christmasville. I couldn't remember the name of this line I did for like 8 years. But it was a, very obvious time of year that I was like, okay, all I'm doing right now is Christmasville. This is what I do. And so it was like I'd clear the decks for Christmasville. I would do Christmasville, and it was like head down, pizza under the door kind of work. And then I would clean it all up and then start whatever else was going on. There were very distinct markers in my year. Plus, when I was doing Surtex, then I always had, okay, I'm doing Surtex. This is what I'm working on to do this trade show, and then the cleanup afterwards and all the follow-up. So there were more delineations than what I'm doing now. The project I'm working on art-wise are a little more, well, less schedule-oriented or less regimented as far as seasonality goes. So now I've sort of gotten like, I've lost my system, if you will. So I'm just trying to do things as they happen. That's funny that I couldn't remember the name of that because it was a very big part of my life for a long time. Clear your space, clear your head. That's good. Good. I'm glad you like that. Pre-project cleaner, definitely. Yeah, that's kind of where I am with this one, is that I just have to get my head like straight into this thing because it's going to go fast. And there's a lesson in licensing. If you're planning to license, it's like, that was a good run. But like many things, they're like, we're done. That was cute. Really enjoyed it. Wish all the best. And then you move on. And it was really good, and it sold well and all that. But tastes change. Things change. Everything changes. And so that was that. My final point in the Things and Stuff episode of Coffee with Ronnie is that in most of the time in your life, it's not about sort of the grand gestures, the giant, huge decisions. It's these little things that keep us moving forward, that keep propelling us, the things that we're excited about. But they don't always come in like these big, giant, oh my gosh, it's the most amazing thing ever. But all of these small movements that we make, all of these moments of recommitting to what you do and who you want to work with and recommitting to the kind of work you're going to do in small ways adds up to the big ways. And that's why I really was sort of excited about doing a Things and Stuff, because these are all small things, but they're all meaningful to me, and hopefully meaningful to you. But I really love the idea of these small steps, even baby steps, all in the same direction, is what makes this all work. It makes it all work. Yeah, I mean, we love it when somebody calls and goes, oh my gosh, we have the most amazing project for you, and you're going to be doing this for the next 8 years, and you know your royalties are going to be really good and whatever. Those are fleeting, and more fleeting than they used to be. But doing what you do, doing it well, and doing it consistently, that's the whole gig. That is the whole gig. That's it. So that concludes Things and Stuff. And I'd love to get feedback from you guys. And if you have any questions on any of my topics, like I already told you what my favorite index cards are, Dollar Tree, and then you move on. Yes, yes, yeah. When they call and say, yeah, we're not go, or when you call and say, hey, I've got some thoughts for this year's line, and they're like, yeah, we're not doing this year's line. Okay, that's cool. Love you. So that just is. Well, I have to say, you guys, you're adorable. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we had time to talk about Things and Stuff. Very important, the things and the stuff. And oh, I know what we should do. If you ever somewhere, I know we're all over at least the United States and other parts of the world. Please take a picture of anything and stuff and anything and things, and let's put that on Instagram together, and then we can find a funny hashtag that we can use for the Things and Stuff. We'll just use Things and Stuff. Let's do that. Okay, so if you see one, I mean, this is a very long payoff because there's not as many as there used to be. It used to be you drive through some cute little town in central Minnesota, and there'd be, you know, flowers and stuff. They're not as much anymore, but if you see one, oh my gosh, tag me or something, because I am totally fascinated by stores that are called Something and Stuff or Something and Things. So I am going to sign off now, and so we now have a new reason to move forward, because we're going to keep our eyeballs out for those things and get them on Instagram for our own amusement, and I am all about that. Okay, kids, I'm going to say goodbye. Talk to you soon. These are all available to you to watch on YouTube. And of course, if you want to subscribe, who am I to say no on that? And then you can find out when new videos are coming out, if in case you're, you know, like working or something and aren't keeping track. So take care, everyone. Love you, darlings, and we'll talk soon. Bye.